Advice for those dealing with the long-time remodeling company. Also, SNAP benefits are set to expire in about a day and a half. Lots of people rallying to help out right now. We're going to talk about other options for those trying to keep food on the table. We're also learning about and looking into a potential serial Airbnb squatter. A woman in Minneapolis is dealing with a renter who just won't leave. Plus, we have a lot going on in the world of sports tonight. The Twins have named a new manager. The Vikings are getting ready to take on the Lions this weekend. And Cheryl Reeve has another honor to add to her already impressive resume. So we have all those stories and much more still to come tonight.
Let's start, though, with Chief Meteorologist Ian Leonard with your weather on the 9s. A little cooler today, it feels like. Also a little gloomy.
Yeah, it was a gray fall day. You certainly felt like all of the last week of October. High temperatures generally in the mid to upper 50s, so just slightly below average. And a live look outside, these dark, ominous low clouds, there's nothing in them until we head past midnight. There'll be a spotty sprinkle, even a spotty sprinkle through the day tomorrow with temperatures about the same, mid to upper 40s across the region. Yeah, there'll be a few tricks from the weather forecast, but it's more treats than anything for your Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Breezy and cooler still on Saturday, but next week, November, it warms nicely. So you'll be walking through November going, if this is November, I am in it to win it. That's my in it to win it walk.
Slick.
Yeah, well, I've been called that many times.
Such a cool guy.
Yeah, we'll talk about how things shape up, including falling back with our clocks Saturday night into Sunday. It's all in your 7-day forecast here in about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Ian. For our top story here at 5, more people telling Fox 9 about their experience with Minnesota Rusco, the company now out of business.
And the state AG is also sharing some next steps with those who say they've been wronged, especially customers who paid money for work that was not finished.
The former owners of Minnesota Rusco, who sold the company but still manage it, tell Fox 9 they were completely blindsided and had no idea that this was coming. Fox 9's Rob Olson on top of this story for us today, joining us now live in New Hope. So Rob, yesterday when this story first came down, we hadn't heard from the company, but today though, you spoke with Diana Deems, the former owner, whose sons are still the advertising faces of the company. So what did she have to say today?
Well, she said, you know, they are absolutely devastated here. And again, they want to be clear, as you mentioned, that they were blindsided by this as much as anybody else. And again, that they don't own the company. The sons still, again, are the advertising face and manage it and work here. But here's what she said went down. That they got a call. One of her sons got a call at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning from Renovo Home Services. That is a private equity group out of Texas that bought Rusco 3 years ago. They own 6 other home services remodeling companies around the country. They were then told that they'd be filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy, that employees needed to be out the door by 5 p.m. Wednesday. And because it's a liquidation, not a reorganization, health insurance will end as soon as the papers are filed, and that employees are not eligible then for COBRA. So again, she said that they are absolutely devastated by this for their employees, for their customers, and insist that they had no idea that this was coming until that abrupt phone call on Tuesday morning.
And you know, Rob, people paid money for work that looks like it won't get finished, so they want to know what happens next.
Yeah, well, what happens next is to make sure you keep all your documents related to any work that you've either put money down for or taken out financing for, because the Attorney General says that will be very important. I believe we can go to some video here of what the Attorney General says to do, which is to go on their website, the Minnesota Attorney General's website. And if you click under a tab on the top left, it says File a Complaint. That will take you to a link for a customer assistance request form. You fill all that out with all that information, and they say from there that'll generate a list for them of people who've been affected by this. And as you go through bankruptcy proceedings, then they have a list of that they can help contact people with advice about how to file claims during bankruptcy or whatever else that they can do. They're still looking into how they can help all the customers.
All right, and then you've heard from customers. What are they saying too, Rob?
Well, I've talked to like 3 different customers today that have a variety of projects either underway or almost done. In one case, a project that hadn't even started. That's a 72-year-old woman down in the Rochester area who said, she's on a fixed income. She'd been saving up. She just wanted countertops and a sink and a faucet. She put $5,000 down just about a week or so ago and feels like that money is gone. And again, she was clear, too, that she doesn't blame Rusco. She blames the company in Texas that owns them. Here's a bit of what she told me.
Blame the salesperson who came to my door because she was an employee who also lost her salary that day. I blame the corporation in Texas that closed their doors with no warning to people.
Yeah, that company in Texas, again, owned 6 other home companies across the country. An estimate that I've seen from contractors' websites today, about 2,500 employees in total. But again, all of them being shuttered very suddenly. And according to other posts I've seen from these other companies, also, they didn't know it was coming.
Such a tough story, and hopefully customers are able to kind of sort out, what they can do next, but also, some of these employees who now have to figure out their next steps.
There's just so much to sort out right now, and this looks like it's going to be a long process. But folks who are waiting to see if there's any recourse here, just visit the Attorney General's website and just continue to maybe be a little bit patient in the time being. All right, thanks, Rob.
Well, a big story that we are watching today, SNAP benefits are set to expire for millions of Americans in less than just 2 days, with no federal money flowing to that program during the shutdown.
Yeah, right now, 41 million people receive those SNAP benefits, formerly known as food stamps. 451,000 of them are in Minnesota. There are 2 different initiatives in the U.S. Senate to temporarily fund SNAP while the government shutdown is dealt with, but one has failed and the other has not passed yet. Go to fox9.com for a list of resources for those who are looking to fill that void right now. A Minneapolis woman is finding it nearly impossible to get rid of a one-time renter who has a habit of not leaving when she is supposed to.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. The serial squatter has made herself at home in rental rooms around Minnesota and even in Wisconsin over the last few years. So Fox 9's Corin Hoggard is live at the latest place. Corin, the law seems to protect people like her despite this history that you uncovered.
Yeah, Simone and Kelsey, she has actually lived here since May, hasn't paid anything since the first 2 weeks, but the homeowner can't just kick her out, can't lock her out, because this is now considered a landlord-tenant situation, so it has to go through the courts.
Just kind of sidled her way in, and honestly, I dropped the ball. I didn't vet her.
Michelle Caravello had dream experiences finding traveling nurses and short-term renters for 3 years. Then Tess Schmidt came for what was supposed to be a 2-week stay.
2 weeks go by and she's not ready to leave. 2 more weeks go by and somebody else is supposed to come. They have a lease. And she's still sitting on my sofa when they arrive. Or when I told her she had to leave, she said, "You can say that all you want, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen."
Tess Schmidt, or Contessa Schmidt, or Contessa von Schmidt, is frequently an unwelcome guest at short-term rentals, as she was last year at Susan Clark's St. Paul home.
And then when it came to September 19th, she wouldn't leave. And I called the police on her, and they said they couldn't do anything.
Police are often helpless in these situations without an unlawful detainer, a court eviction notice. The process can take weeks or months, and they're not filed in every case, but we found 9 eviction cases against Schmidt in 4 states. In one of the court filings, an attorney says he found at least 10 victims in 6 states. Law enforcement has removed her from at least 1 Wisconsin home, but she's done the same thing again at least 3 places since.
But she needs to be stopped. She's hurting people.
Schmidt sidled back into Caravello's house during our interview, so I confronted her about her squatting history.
Tess, do you want to tell us your story here? Why you're squatting, serial squatter here?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
We did eventually get her to answer one question, so you're going to hear a lot more from her coming up at 6 o'clock. Live in Minneapolis, Corin Hoggard. Fox 9.
Well, that is a tease.
What a story.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear what she had to say at 6 o'clock.
And
Wow.
so difficult for those folks who do rent out an Airbnb room in their home to figure out what to do next. All right. Thanks, Corin. Again, what a story.
Whew. All right. Ian, can you top that?
No, that is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just walking around.
I know. Corin's like politely asking a couple of questions.
And wow.
And if there's anybody who could do that or can do that, it's Corin. He's just patient and just, I mean, I'd be like, hey! It's just bizarre, right? Okay, so our weather. Today was cloudy, overcast, if you will, and cool. See the northerly component here? And I know your eyes are going to go, wait a minute. What? Yeah, there is a little light snow here, southeastern parts of Saskatchewan and southwestern parts of Manitoba. There is some much cooler air on the way, but we're definitely not talking about snow. We will talk about some scattered showers overnight and into the day tomorrow. But when you look at high temperatures today, 46 in Brainerd and Hutchinson, 48 in the cities, it seems cooler, but it's only a couple degrees off our average high temperature. Anytime we talk about a north or a northwest wind at this time of year, we are going to continue the trend of cool. There's a live look outside. Tomorrow is more treats for the kids than it is tricks in the forecast. We're breezy and cooler still on Saturday, but Saturday is when November arrives, and I'm telling you, the first week of November looks spectacular. If you're looking for snow, I'm not your guy. But if you're looking for some warmer, sunny conditions, who's your guy? Who's your buddy? Who's your friend?
5 stars.
5 stars.
We'll leave
but
a nice
definitely let
review.
them forecast again.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
We'll see you here in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Ian. All right, next up here at 5, some big stories in the world of sports. The Twins have their next leader in the dugout, and the Lynx leadership gets a huge award.
Plus, Minnesota may be the land of 10,000 lakes, but one man is finding gold in our waters. We'll explain. But here, as we head to break, let's take a look at your drive times.